gentlemen, boys and girls, crypto black sheep in the his house. What's up, guys? How you guys doing tonight? Anybody in the chat yet? Let's you guys pile in here. Oh, we got some. We already got some haters out there. I love it. All right. What's up, Lotto? HXY Lotto. What's up, man? How you doing?
How you doing, brother? You good, mate?
I'm good. Fantabulous. Can't complain like this guy out here.
What's he saying?
Oh man, what's he? Yeah. Oh man, there's one in every family, right? So yeah, man, how you doing? How you been? Everything good out there?
Should have dumped at 10 cents. It's up to him, isn't it? It's completely up to him.
Yeah.
This is what a lot of people have got to understand about HXY. You know, we built on top of Hex. That was the whole idea of the ecosystem. So leading up to big payday, it was always only ever going to be about Hex. You know, the reason we've built a whole ecosystem is for post big payday. You know, so this is what we're designing. We're designing something for people to do with their Hex after big payday. Anything that's happened pre-big payday with HXY regarding like dividends, whatever has gone on, is basically like a bonus. So it's like, you know, and I think that equates to over 2.8 million in dividends. So pre-big payday. So anything after that's what the ecosystem is there for. So, you know, it's pretty cool at the minute. You know, there's a nice entry price. There's a nice entry price there for people to get in at. You know, I'm not giving anyone financial advice or whatever, but you know, come after big payday, we should see some nice action.
It's all good, bro. You know how we got to do it here, man. We got to do the intro. So, well, we're gonna talk about HXY today, guys. You guys ready to talk about some fucking HXY is sexy? Let's do it.
Motherfucker. Subscribers, I think on a boy need to change his diaper. Here's the remix. What you keep a black sheep show? Austin's fat ass, me and Jay smoking them blunts while Mr. Whale's being told by Org himself a pastry up his mother's cunt.
Why don't I shove a donut up your mother's fucking cunt?
Yeah, I can shove a donut up your ass, motherfucker.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. I got a special guest on the show today, my very dear friend from across the pond, Mr. HXY Lotto in the house, representing the HXY. This guy never gives up, man. He's a fucking bull, got some fucking big ass set of draggers. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like this guy don't fuck around, dude. He don't fuck around. Maddie, what's up, man? You want to come on the stream? You want to come chat? I'll send you guys the link out there too if you guys want to get on and listen in. We can invite 10 people up here, guys. So what's up, Lotto? How you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm cool, brother. I'm cool. Busy as fuck,
cool, man.
Mate.
I know. You're always busy. All our conversations are always short and sweet. Yep, is this what we're doing? Blah, blah, blah. Let's do it. Fuck it. Man. Everything's looking good.
There's a lot of progress in the background, mate. A lot of progress. So, you know, we're still employing more devs and everything. You know, HXY's fully minted, which is good. You know, that means HXY's 100% complete. What was it? 60 million HXY were in circulation a few months ago. We've now got 80-something% of them locked up in the freeze from 3 months to 365 days. Were in circulation a few months ago. We've now got 80-something% of them locked up in the freeze.
Yep.
Hang on, I just got a bit of let me exit and enter again.
You're good. Let's hear it. Come on, do it. You got to do it now.
Man, shaking.
Love you, man. How you doing? All right, so we got Pacemaker Mike in the house. Pacemaker Mike.
Yeah, he better answer some of my questions because I got a bunch of them for this. I don't know what the fuck. I don't know what I got into.
Save him for a minute, okay? Let's let the man talk. All right, here he comes.
All right,
and he's back. What's up, Lotto?
I had some echo on the mic.
Good to see you, Lotto.
Do you have your speakers on or something, or?
No. What was said anyway? I didn't even catch what was said.
Oh, what?
If you got YouTube on, you got to pause YouTube.
Oh yeah. You got
Maddie. It's Maddie.
You got to mute YouTube.
Mute YouTube or close the YouTube video out.
Yeah, that is muted, mate.
Okay. You're still getting
No,
feedback?
No, I'm cool now.
Oh, you're good now? Okay, cool.
I had a question about HXY. That's all I want, if you could help me with it.
Cool. Yeah, no problem. What's the question, mate?
Okay. I got in a week ago, and I've got 2 days left on my time till the 7-day unlock. Okay,
Cool.
after the 7-day unlock, what happens?
Basically, it just stays frozen. You'll keep earning interest. To earn that interest, you need to unfreeze and refreeze. So the 7-day lock basically is for people that obviously want the advantage of liquidity, but still get some sort of bonus on top. So basically, the 7-day lock, what that does is that earns interest on whatever you have locked in that 7-day lock for the duration of the transforms until max supply is reached.
Okay, so that's a XHB transform locked. Is that what that is?
Say that no. So the HXB transform locked is the 50% that is automatically locked upon transform. So that 50% you will earn dividends on, but you won't earn interest on that.
You can unlock it though, right? You can unlock it if you want.
The 50% not until max transforms has happened.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, so
yeah,
up at the top where I have it says my XXB and then my interest, and that's locked for how long?
As soon as your 7-day lock has passed, you can unfreeze to claim that interest, basically, and then refreeze to compound that interest. But you can only do that with interest until max supply is hit. So basically, once max supply is hit, obviously there'll be no more HXB will there to pay interest with, because that's paid directly from within the contract, whereas dividends are external from the contract.
Yeah. So down at the bottom where it says total interest earned after 7 days ends up, that'll show me how much I've earned.
That's correct, mate. Yeah.
Okay. Now the other thing is, I saw where it says time till 369-day unlock. What does that mean?
So basically, when you do transforms, you get 50% locked. Yeah. Say for instance, you're not interested in cycling and you just want to get the maximum amount of dividends with your HXB, you can take your other 50% or whatever percent of that 50% you want, and you can lock it in 369. We call it the 369-day vault. And then basically what that does is that will match the 50% locked in dividends. So 50% that is auto locked and the 369-day lock, that they are all eligible for dividends basically.
Okay. Now the other thing, the liquidity and dividends and the liquidity and the two different boxes, are they workable yet?
Yeah, of course. So basically, anybody can push them.
What do you do if you push the dividends? What happens?
Right. Okay. So when you push dividends, whatever is built up basically goes to. If say for instance HXY is built up, 60% of that goes to the team. 40% will go as dividends. The 60% that goes to the team, we'll either use that as further liquidity for HXY, or we'll do a buyback off the community for it. The ETH, what happens with the ETH when you push dividends is that's 40% of the total transformed. That automatically pushes a buy on Uniswap and buys HEX. That HEX, the same with the HEX, just sits there. And then basically when dividends are pushed, that 40% of the total HEX and HXY goes to the dividends contract.
So do I need to push that button?
It pushes it to the dividends contract ready for it to be dropped.
Okay, but do I have any dividends to push or not? That's why I'm
not at the minute. No, it's being pushed obviously. So whatever is sitting there now is sitting in the dividends contract ready to go.
Okay, but what's the other one that send liquidity and buyback? I don't understand.
The liquidity and buyback is a 60%, which basically there's 10% there more that outperforms, like the 40%. So what happens with that is there's liquidity is added with that to the HXB pot, and then a 10% buyback is done while the HXB transforms are happening to basically outperform the price. And the only thing that can negatively affect the price are the existing holders of HXB. So I think at the current standings for HXB transforms to be fully minted, it would push around 22-23 million in dividends to HXB holders who are eligible for dividends, and then 75% of that would go to HXY freezers. So over the last, I think we've done 8 or 9 dividend drops. I think it's around about $85,000 to $90,000 in dividends has gone out. And the last one was the only one that was 25% to HXB transforms. So
yeah,
that is set in stone now.
Yeah, I noticed when you push the buttons, a little drop down says no dividends to.
Yeah, that's correct. So that means they've already been pushed. So whatever is waiting to go out in dividends is now sitting in the dividends contract waiting to be dropped.
Okay, great. That helped me a lot because I wasn't sure what I was doing. You know,
yeah, we still need to add like the full breakdown page to HXB transforms. So we're obviously building 10 different more dApps at the moment. So there's still a lot to do, but timing wise, we're getting into a better place and things are falling into place.
Yeah, this is what BlackSheep does. He says, "Oh, get into it, and then I'll tell you what you're into." So I'm glad you were here.
Right. All I'm saying is, dude, you guys gotta buy some fucking HXY. Buy the HXY, all right?
Oh shit! Buy!
Fuck you.
Love it. We got over 20 people out there in the chat, guys. Give yourselves a fucking round of applause. Thank you for coming.
One more question. When is the casino going to open up? Do you know yet?
Yeah, well, we're doing community testing on the dice game now. People think like these games are easy to launch. They're not. Just go and look at any of the other big casinos on crypto, basically. Look at Chips, look at MatchNet. They all took like months and months, like 8 to 9 months. And then even once they launch, they've got to fine tune things and make everything secure. The last thing people want with a casino is something that's not secure. So, we're just basically doing that. Every time we feel we've got something we can post out to the community, we can put it in there for further testing. And then once it's tested, we'll find whatever extra bugs there are and, we can fix them basically. But the more people that test it, the quicker we're going to be able to get through all the glitches and the bugs that need fixing. But we've already fixed like I think about 5 or 6 bugs from the initial launch of the community testing. So we're making progress.
Yeah. If you need some more help, I like to play games, so I can help you.
Yeah, brilliant stuff. Well, yeah, by all means, you can jump in. We've got like a bug fixing form as well, which Shane set up. So anything that like when you try or when you try and do the bug testing, anything you find, you can just literally fill it in on the form, and then basically it will get dealt with through the testing process.
Okay, and then one other question: when the casino gets open, how do holders? How do we make profit off the casino, or what do we get?
Okay. So if we're talking just HXB specifically, 25% of all transforms now go to anybody who has HXB locked in the 50% auto locked or the 369-day vault. So basically, whatever your share is in that, according to how much HXB is locked, that 25%, which at the minute, that 25% is basically around the same percentage as HXY V1 days as what HXY holders were getting. So if you imagine it like this, when HXY first come out, there was a big percent that went to a lot of the HXY team. Well, now if you look at HXB transform, that percent that would have gone to the team now goes to HXY holders who freeze, and that's 75% and 25%. So that's 100% basically that goes to HXY holders and HXB holders. So there's no team split in the whole of HXB, by the way. The only thing that the team will ever have is some HXB. That's it.
Okay, how do you lock the 369?
You literally go to the page. Have you seen the 369 button on the page?
Yeah, I see. It wasn't there last week. It's there now.
No, that's correct. I think so. Sao did that a few days ago now. I think most people can use it fine. I had one other person. I think it might have been Crypto Orange actually, who's got the comment up at the moment. He tried and I tried and I had the same issue as him. So sales on it is going to correct it or whatever. But the button's there and multiple people have managed to.
It's kind of a weird bug, that one, because it worked for me.
Okay, how do you lock the 369? What do you have to use HXB, right?
Yeah, correct. So when you transform or if you buy it off a uni, whatever, there's no point buying off uni because you're always going to outperform the price 10% basically doing it through transforms. But yeah, when you just use your existing or liquid HXB to lock in the 369-day vault.
Okay, so when my 7-day lock ends, I'll have some HXB that I can lock in the 369, right?
Yes, mate, that's correct. Okay. So you can put all of your 7-day freeze HXB in there if you want, or you can break it up and average it out. Keep a bit liquid, put some in there. It's entirely up to yourself. All
right, I'm learning a lot as we're going, but I really like it. I think that's going to do well, and I'm one of the first people to do it, so I'm hoping I'll benefit from that.
We were going to use Hexy originally for the casino side, but because there's a hell of a lot of people, obviously we originated from Hex. There's not really a lot of gamblers into Hex, which is kind of ironic because of the volatility of it or whatever.
Right.
But it doesn't really suit that side of the market. So the idea was, well, bring out another token and just let that be the main casino token, basically. But also what it appeals to, if you look at HXB, you don't actually have to play dice with it or whatever. You can actually use it just DeFi as well. And then obviously, the main point is the Hexy holders get the lion's share of the dividends from it. So it will probably appeal more to people who have got, some Hexy or are going to buy into Hexy. Basically, if you've got HXB, it's obviously ideal to have some Hexy as well, because then you get, double dividends from it. When DICE kicks off, basically, you'll also not only be getting dividends in Hexy, Hex, you'll also get dividends in HXB, which can then either be compounded to increase your dividend share, or they can go and be sold directly into the market and just profit taken, So you're completely flexible to do what you want with the dividends of HXB when DICE starts kicking out. So
and then, another thing is, I had a guy sign up last week underneath me. Where would I have seen my referral?
They get locked as well.
Okay, but now I have 0, so he either didn't use my link or he used something, because I actually sent him the URL first, then I sent him my link. So
if you get me the transaction to that, I'll be able to look into that for you. If you get me the transaction, send it to BlackSheep and he can forward it to me, and I'll have a look straight into that for you.
So get his transaction that he used?
Yeah, that's correct.
All right, I'll do that. It wasn't a whole lot, but I just... So if you get it,
it will be good anyway. I'm pretty sure you would have got it. It might be that the UI needs updating, or it might be where something's been fixed on the UI, it's not displaying. But I'm pretty certain if he done it correctly, you would have got 10%.
Or he might have just gone into it first, had a look around, and then transformed, and then the links obviously not.
Well, he said he put some money in there. I mean, so I don't know how much he did. So.
Yeah, no, it's probably UI. It's probably UI related, where the UI has been updated.
Yeah.
All right, I'll get that for you. Okay, that's all the questions I have. I'll shut up. Thank you very much.
No problem. That's what we're here for. So yeah, did you want to go over these figures these images you sent me, Lotto, or?
If people want to talk about the rest of the ecosystem, what we got going on.
Yeah, sure. So his answer got fixed, or his question got answered.
If he sends me that transaction, I'll be able to look at it and go.
No, I'm talking about crypto orange. He says, "How's the fixed?"
Yeah, that's under process now. Sales looking into it.
Okay, cool.
So, like I say, crypto orange is one of the only people the 369 button didn't work for. So, and I was one of them as well. So there is a UI issue there, but it's just UI related,
Okay. So basically, I'm just going to share my screen right now.
Cool.
Because you sent me a couple of things here. So can you explain this one? What this is all about? This is the credit contract, right?
Yeah. This is Hexy credit. So, we basically have a Hexy credit contract sitting there that is, the full testnet version of it is sitting there regarding Hex and ETH. So HXY.Credit started as just Hex and ETH. Basically, people could put up ETH as liquidity, and anyone with Hex could come and get like a 50% LTV rate on that Hex. So basically, when the people provide the ETH for the Hex goes into the Hex staking contract, and the people who provided the liquidity in ETH, they earn the dividends until the loan is repaid, or sorry, the interest on the Hex until the loan is repaid. So to obviously make this credit contract better, we've added HXB and HXY. And we've hit some mass problems on there. So we've basically employed outside developers to come in and help with the HXY.Credit platform. And also that will work the same way with HXB and HXY. So you can take a 50% LTV loan rate against HXB or HXY, and the person who provides the liquidity for that loan will basically earn the dividends. So, you know, we already have about 2.5 million HXY in OTC loans, and the rates are really good. You know, with decent dividends, I think they've already paid back around about 10% from 8 or 9 dividend payments. So the 2.5 million HXY, which are sitting there in the OTC loans, which is like a manual version of this HXY.Credit, they've already paid 10% of the actual entire amount of the loan back, and the loan that was given is owed back still. So if everybody pays their loan back in HXY, then what that is that's 10% straight away on just for giving out that loan. And this basically,
I mean, what I'm looking at, it almost looks like Lotto. It almost looks like you built yourself your own Federal Reserve here, basically.
It's basically what it is.
That's
awesome. Exactly what HXY.Credit is. It is like your own Federal Reserve. But the thing is, with the actual main HXY.Credit contract, that's decentralized. So anybody can provide liquidity and anybody can get a loan, as long as there's liquidity there, you know. So at the end of the day, as long as there's liquidity there, you're going to get it. And, you know, it's worth mentioning these like the LTV rates we're doing are matching some of the best things in crypto at the moment that currently offer these things. People are only paying 50% loans for like BTC. This will pay a 50% loan for HXY, HXB, and HEX. You know, so, and it's because of the way all these things are structured, it allows it, because they all earn interest and they all earn dividends. Or, you know, HXY doesn't earn interest at the moment, but it's eligible for dividends. So at the end of the day, you know, there's profit there. But the beautiful thing about HXY.Credit is we will be able to add any ERC20 token. So we're going to actually just be able to add.
That's badass, dude.
It's massive. Honestly, it really is big.
Badass.
I'm completely 100% comfortable with everything in HXY at the moment. You know, I done the maths earlier. I think, you know, V1, V2 investors, if they're still holding their bags along with their compensation, I think they're sitting at around 80 cents. Not ideal, but if you think about what's happened with big payday running up and people are selling HXY to get into HEX because of the pump, then at the end of the day, that's not too bad, you know. And you know, it's always going to be swings and roundabouts as well. You know, once big payday is over, then we're going to see that probably swing back into our favor, because there's going to be so much HEX about, and you know, everybody gets bored staking. You know, and we weren't, you know, we didn't bring this ecosystem out for everybody to throw 100% of their HEX in. We brought this ecosystem out just so HEX had more use cases. And you know, all the shit that's gone on with HEX and that, I'm still rooting for HEX. You know, I'm still going to buy more HEX. So at the end of the day, it's like, you know, I've still, you know, HEX is designed well, and at the end of the day, this is why we built an ecosystem on top of it. However, we do have to branch out and move into other areas. Hence why we've got, you know, the wrapped version of HXY and HXB coming out for the Tron network. You know, we need to have measures in place to counteract the things like the high gas transactions and the high gas fees. And that's what we're doing. We're developing and doing stuff and pushing forwards, you know. But yeah, HXY.Credit is like a monster, basically. It is a massive like project in the whole of crypto as well. And with the LTV rates we can provide on that, or what anybody, you know, and anybody can provide liquidity, it just opens massive doors up. And you know, everybody can earn from that, you know. So yeah, it's going to be good, mate. Like I say, you know, we also have HXY.Gold as well. But yeah, has anyone got any questions they want to ask about HXY.Credit?
Oh,
by the way?
Yeah, you got any questions out there in the chat about regarding Hexi Credit?
Are we in Hexi Credit for an Hexi bet? Are we in Hexi Credit for an Hexi bet?
So this is the other beautiful thing about HXY.Credit. It is designed so that when transactions happens, defaulted loans will pay a percent of that to Hexi holders who freeze. And also upon entry, any of the fees that come in upon entry, they will go to Hexi holders who freeze. So yeah, it benefits the whole ecosystem. It's not like a closed part of the ecosystem sitting there on its own. It's designed to benefit the ecosystem. So every single DApp is designed to benefit Hexi holders who freeze. You know, people were moaning the other day about, oh, you can't give 25% to the HXB transformers. And it's like, well, these HXB transformers have just earned Hexi holders nearly 90 grand in dividends. So at the end of the day, why can't you incentivize them? If Hexi holders are still getting 75%, which is the lion's share, how can you know, what do you want? Do you think it's going to work if you don't incentivize the HXB transformers? You know, and let's not get it twisted. HXB transforms, gaming is still a massive thing in crypto. You know, it's maybe not as big as what it was, but it's still there, and a lot of people still do it, and a lot of people still want it. So it's not like we can leave that sector of the ecosystem out, because we need to fill as many things into that ecosystem to make it have the best chance of success. And that's what we're doing. We're branching out on anywhere we can branch out. We're going to branch out, and as long as that benefits Hexi holders who freeze, that's basically like the main goal achieved. And the people who go in from that system or that sector, as long as they can earn profit as well, then, you know, hopefully things will start leveling out soon, and we will start seeing some more consistency. Basically, that's what I'm looking for. But I wouldn't expect consistency now until after big payday. But we're only 20-something days away. So hopefully after that, then we'll start seeing some more consistency. We're further along with development. Hopefully, like, a few more things will come into fruition and start running more smoother.
Now that approved MetaMask button is still up there. I don't have to do that again unless I've done it once, right?
No, that's correct. Is that for HXB transforms?
Yeah, on the HXY, you know, the bet, it says approved MetaMask. So, you know, so I thought that button would go away.
No. If you've already done it from your wallet address, you shouldn't have to do it. I think if you want to use the function for 369, you might have to do it for the new function.
Oh, I see. Now, where it says HXB minted, that means 1 billion and some numbers out of 5 billion have been minted.
Yeah, let me have a look at this.
500 billion.
On the main page.
So 5 billion.
We got 20. We got 23 people out there. Only 15 likes, guys. You're gonna have to fuck the likes, guys.
Fuck the like button. 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 Fuck yeah. Fuck the like button. 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 Fuck yeah.
So 5 billion is the max supply. You're gonna
so basically, the max that can happen via transforms is 200 billion.
Okay.
500 billion is max supply.
Oh, that's 500 billion.
Yeah, correct. 500 is max supply. That's not what's been minted.
Billions and billions.
So Hexi.bet, because it's like a casino token, it's got a similar sort of supply to Hex. But like casino tokens, you genuinely tend to find that they have a much higher supply.
Ooh, this is what I want to hear about this one, though. Whenever you guys are done, I want to hear about this one, guys.
Yeah, right.
That's what I'm interested in right here.
HXY.Gold is basically like a new ERC20 stroke ERC 37721 token. But what this is it allows gold, anybody who owns gold or wants to buy gold, it allows them to put it into a liquidity pool in like a UK audited vault, like London vault, basically.
Wow.
And when they sit on their gold, basically they will earn transaction fees from people who decide they want to use it as like a stable token. So when people say come in with BTC, it generates a fee, which is distributed between HXY holders and the people sitting in the gold pool. Now, the people sitting in the gold pool, they'll have the option to either allow them fees to buy more gold, so their gold grows, or they can simply sit on gold and earn BTC as like an interest rate on top of their gold, or a dividend. So I think this is like a pretty revolutionary part of the ecosystem. And what it is, a lot of people just want massive dividends. But what a lot of people don't understand is we also need something that's going to get high daily volume and is stable, but generates fees. And what that does is it lowers risk and allows people to diversify, basically. I think someone on the stream the other night was saying gold's boring. If you look at gold in these terms, gold isn't boring. One, it's stable at the moment. With what's going on with the US dollar and everything, gold's probably going to outperform the US dollar, which would mean it's a better option than going into a stable coin.
Yeah, it's still more stable than ample. So
100%. It's like at the end of the day, gold is still appreciating and could still appreciate even more. And the thing about this is you don't lose ownership of your gold. And you can buy in with BTC, so you don't have to own physical gold already. You can literally buy your gold with BTC. Then you can choose to add it into the liquidity pool. So yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I've got high hopes for this, and I want to get as much of the core ecosystem done as possible, so I can spend literally like 24/7 getting this up and going, basically. And we've already got a gold reserve pool sitting there. There's quite a few interested people. So we can
talk about fucking stable liquidity, man. That's about the best liquidity pool you can have is just straight gold, right?
if we look at, say, the biggest backed gold token in crypto, which is PaxG, got nothing against PaxG or Pax whatever, but if you look at that, it is literally a token that is backed by gold. This is completely different. You know, this is completely different. Like if you can. Say, for instance, I don't know, you've got
DeFi gold, essentially.
Yeah, say for instance, you've got a safe at home that you've got a load of physical gold sitting in. Well, that physical gold could be sitting there earning like Bitcoin or whatever if you put it in here. So you can't do that with physical gold sitting at home. You'll just literally peg to the spot value of gold, and then you've got all the fees if you wanna sell that gold or whatever. So at the end of the day, it's it's being built basically, but a lot of the things are in place now for this. So we've got a gold supplier that will accept BTC for gold. So at the end of the day, that negates having to put that Bitcoin through an exchange or anything. We can literally pass that BTC to the gold providers, and they've also got the audited gold vaults as well. So, you know, everything's being worked on in the background. And like I say, there's actually already a gold reserve pool sitting there of investors who are like highly interested in this. So it will launch with a nice size gold liquidity pool, basically.
Very cool. Very cool. Let's see here. I got a question out here, I think.
HXY Gold, we are months away from it. It's not going to be out in like the next month or two. So, like I say, I want to get the core functions of the ecosystem, i.e., credit, HXY.Finance, HXB transforms with the casino working. Once them things are all running smoothly, then I want to spend 100% of my time on designing this HXY.Gold.
Yeah, because it's a good way to also, you know, kind of skip a lot of the volatility as well, you know, because you can always like put all your dividends essentially like back into gold and let it kind of sit there while the volatility is going on, and then maybe bring it back out and, you know, come into different parts of the ecosystem as well while it's kind of stable there. If you know what I mean.
It's the flexibility with this one. It's being able to maintain ownership of your gold. And then it's having the added bonus of being able to earn dividends in like BTC or wrapped BTC, and then basically or be able to grow the amount of gold you own. So it works off of fees. It's kind of like its own little gold exchange. And the more the bigger percent of the liquidity pool you own, the bigger percent of the fees you're going to earn.
Yeah. So what part of it's like NFT then? Because I heard you talking about that.
So basically, the NFT side of it will be like, you know, gold up to or down to a certain weight volume is they're all individually. They all have individual like codes on.
Yeah.
So the NFT part of it will be each token will represent that actual bit of gold, no matter where it goes. So whoever that NFT token belongs to will own that part of the gold.
So it's like an NFT gram or whatever.
Yeah, correct. And then that that will become part of the auditing process, where each part of gold can be registered to that particular token.
Sweet.
Is this something in particular? You had two parts to this or something? The Hexy Gold thing.
I think they're just two different overviews. So you've got the overview from the user perspective is the main part, and then like a general overview.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, it's just an easier bite-sized one. Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be big, man. That's gonna be big. Gold is not going anywhere. For sure.
Well, yeah. As long as you can find it. You have to dig hard.
Okay, here's a good question. I mean, I guess besides people selling for Hex, what do you think? What was it the 7-day staker thing?
Yeah,
thing maybe, or
this is what's happened basically with Hexy. We got to I think we was at 90%, which was in the 7-day freeze or something that was locked. And what was happening is every time we was having price appreciation, the people who were locked for 7 days, but they weren't really locked because they had gone over the 7 days. They were just unfreezing Hexy and dumping it into the pump or into the price appreciation, which is cool. But on top of that, they were also getting a percentage of the dividends. So we're like, well, why are these people getting rewarded? If they're effectively liquid, there is no point letting them be rewarded for that. So we've decided, well, if we take that away and the minimum lock is the 3-month lock to earn dividends or to be eligible for dividends, well, one, that will open up the doors for more Hexy circulating, which we need, by the way. And two, it's like, a lot of people were like, well, they didn't like that option, so they've dumped. Now what we're contending with is the price pump of Hex, which was always going to be the way. We said the run up to big payday, it's always going to be about Hex. And potentially, that's what's happening. So the 41% is there at the minute. If you look at the 3-month chart, it's still the trend line still doesn't look too bad. I don't know if you want to pull the 3-month chart up on CoinGecko, BlackSheep.
Well, I mean, even 1 month, it's still up.
Yeah,
not by a lot, but it's still up. So.
It's crypto. We're volatile.
Yeah,
we're going to have this
in the next 14 days. It could be 100% up. So.
Exactly.
I pulled it up on ChartX. I like this chart.
Yeah.
I mean, it did go up to 10 cents before we did the 7-day thing, but the 7-day thing is going to benefit the ecosystem more than just leaving it there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter whether it hurts us in the short term. At the end of the day, it's a long.
I just think it's more fair. That you got people that can just get. Yeah, people that can just get in and out, jump in and out. What about the people that have been fucking that are holding for 365?
Like if you want to stay circulating and all you're bothered about is price appreciation and you want to earn off that price appreciation, well, that's cool. Just stay liquid, And if that's what you want to do, we're not here to tell people what they can and can't do. It's up to them what they do. But what we are here to do is try and make it that basically that ecosystem benefits the people who are more loyal to it than the people who aren't, And at the end of the day, that's what's happening at the moment. I think Omar's asking why gold and not silver.
Yeah, but just put it into perspective.
Potentially we could get silver as well. There's no reason why we can't.
I don't see anything wrong with it. I don't see anything wrong with this chart, dude. I think that was a nice little fucking blow off top, and we're still respecting some kind of trend here, and ultimately that's a fucking higher low, guys. You guys see this? That's a fucking higher. Let me get this out of the way. That is a higher low. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, that is a higher low. What the fuck? Okay. Blackie was buying back here. Remember when Blackie was buying all them fucking all them hundreds of thousands of fucking Hexy back here? You know what I'm saying? I'm still in profit. So I fucking love Hexy. guys better buy you some fucking Hexy. Not financial advice, but buy that shit, all right? Buy that.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Buy! Oh shit! Oh shit! Buy!
If
He
it
does.
wasn't weird,
Buy
it
that
wouldn't be
shit.
BlackSheep.
All right. Hey, I like to keep it fun around here, man.
I love it, man. It's one of the most unique things about your show. So, Lotto, I have a question. If you guys are in the middle of a little break here, so if someone is, understands Hex and loves Hex, and they hear about Hexy, what's basically the elevator pitch for why they should also be involved in Hexy? Because I've spoken to numerous people about it, and they're a little confused. I think it's complex. But to me, Hex itself is complex. So if you understand Hex, Hexy should be just as easy to understand. But most people see it as kind of the anti-Hex, or just another crypto that's competing with Hex.
Yeah.
But I try to explain to them that it actually builds basically on top of what Hex is already doing. So it's not a detriment for you to have Hexy and Hex. So how would you give someone like an elevator pitch of
so this was the main thing with Hex. What we noticed is when Hex first launched, it went from, I think it was 80% staked all the way down to I think it was saying like 15% staked. I think we're now at I think we're now at like 12.79% of all Hexes staked, which I think actually allocates to 26%, depending on how you want to look at how the OA address works. The main difference between Hexy and Hex is this: like, obviously, we're not a clone of Hex at all. Like all the clones, or the 99% clones or whatever, we didn't do that. We come out as an incentive token built on top of a Hex, where basically people can use some of their Hex or a small percent of their Hex to go and play about with or whatever. But the main difference is Hex isn't liquid interest, whereas Hexy is liquid dividends. So that's what the main difference is between Hex and Hexy. And then the other thing is where if you look at like Hex, where it's basically like a certificate of deposit, Hexy is like the opposite. Hexy is like a load of smart contracts or ecosystem imitating business. And that's probably the main like layman's terms difference of Hex and Hexy.
Excellent, thank you.
Like Hex doesn't really have any use cases apart from to stake it and earn interest.
Yeah,
so, I mean,
we just wanted
comparing
to
the two is a bit like comparing an orange and a banana.
We just wanted to provide an ecosystem where if people wanted to, they have something alternative to do with their Hex other than just stake it. That was the number one goal from the beginning. And then on top of that, as the, also I suppose joint number one goal was to provide liquid dividends on top of that instead of, interest that you get at the end of a stake. So you kind of get the best of both worlds. Yeah, you can probably use Hexy as the higher risk version of Hex or whatever. So then, you use that accordingly to whatever your own risk management plan is. So hence why we always said from the beginning, we're not telling you to throw 100% of your Hex into Hexy. We've brought it out as just an option. If you own Hex, what you can do something with your Hex with. That's it. So, at the end of the day, I don't believe a token that comes out just to be staked will be successful. But at the end of the day, if it's got another use case where you can go and do other things with that, then I think it's probably got more chance of being successful. Even the more people that build on something, it shows that there's obviously interest, and then people who are, using all that time to build on something, I think it gives it more validity, basically.
Yeah, and I mean, like Hex doesn't really perform well under cells as well. I mean, like everyone's going crazy at the moment. Yeah, there's BPD, there's big FOMO, and all the rest of it.
Yeah,
but like one cell today, just one cell, put it back down to under 7.
Yeah.
So that's just one cell. I mean, when BPD comes, that's going to be fucking crazy. It's going to dump all the way back down, probably below where it was in August.
I could definitely see a dump coming.
And people are just waiting at the moment because it is pumping, obviously. So they're not going to, they're like, it's it's kind of like it reminds me back of 2017 again, when everyone's like, oh, it's going to go to like $1 now. You know what I mean? It's like the amount of volume you need for it to go to $1 is like insane anyway. But yeah, I mean, 1 cent. People keep telling me, oh, it's going to rectify now back to 1 cent again. Well, it's not been 1 cent ever for a start.
I mean, there is that magic origin address, though. I mean, there's always that.
Yeah. But that can't go on forever. It's not like he's got unlimited. He's got a lot of funds, probably, but he's not got unlimited funds. He's not going to keep doing it. He just picked the right time to pump it, and it was always going to happen. I mean, that was his plan all along, right? Build hype, make it boring for X amount of time, and then all of a sudden make it exciting again.
They're probably still blame if Hex does come down after big payday or whatever, or leading up to it, or just after it, they're probably still blame Hexy anyway. Even though it was never mathematically possible for Hexy to dump Hex. It just wasn't mathematically. I would love somebody to show me the maths how it was even possible. What is Hex at now? Is it at 3 billion?
Almost.
What's the market cap on circulating? 3.2 billion. I think ours is roughly about 600k, something like that at the moment. Yeah, we ain't dumping Hex, trust me. You know what I mean? There's no possible way it can even dump Hex. No. So yeah, like I say, from the goals haven't changed with Hexy. I think obviously we're on an anti-climax because we hit 10 cents and we've come back down again. I get that. That's crypto. Yeah. If you can't handle that in crypto, get out of crypto. Not for you. It 100% isn't for you if you can't handle volatility. The reason I'm in crypto is because of volatility. I like that volatility. But at the end of the day, there's always ways of assessing your risk and doing different things. And I'm not giving anybody any financial advice, but the way
this is some of the big problems with onboarding, right? The thing is,
I was asking a question: why is a 50% LTV rate on Hexy or HXB better than a 50% LTV rate on BTC? It's not that it's better. What it does is it shows our belief in giving that 50% LTV rate. So at the minute, the 50% LTV rate is all through like Hexy, basically, with the OTC loans that have happened. But then I think if you drop down to ETH, I think the LTV rates are only 30%. So what I'm saying is we're going to be, when Hexy.credit launches fully in the decentralized fashion, basically the rates that we give are going to be basically rivaling the top people in the market, or not just in the market, in the whole of crypto. So it's just basically to enforce how serious we're taking it. Because if we didn't think it could work at that rate, then we wouldn't be offering them sort of LTV rates. So yeah, that's basically to answer that question.
Yeah, and
nice.
Yeah, because it's ETH, right?
Yeah, so I mean, it's just coming along. So how long you say? What's the ETA on the dice? Do you have it yet, or
we're still doing the community testing? I think the bugs that need sorting. I think the dev has given 4 days. In his words, he says for a perfectly. So when a dev says to me 4 days, I always say 2 weeks, or times by 3 around that amount, just to be on the safe side. So, I think within the next week to 10 days, we should have something a lot more user friendly regarding dice.
That's very true about devs, by the way. Always go by that rule.
Yeah, that's it. It's like that, people forget there's a hell of a lot of development. It's like, I'm here designing multiple different projects, working with multiple different developers. I get it that everybody wants it now, and I get it that it's taking time. But, if you look at Hex, it took 2 years to launch. Look what we've done in 6 months, and what people also don't take into account, they won't ever take into account the amount of dividends Hexy just from V1 has paid. They're always looking at what's coming in every day, not what has come in, because as soon as it's come in, it's finished, it's history. But at the end of the day, you have to take into consideration what we have actually paid out in dividends. And look at what's actually happened in the past. Yep, there's been ups and downs or whatever. We're still here. We're still moving forward. I won't stop until this ecosystem. The other thing is the ecosystem will probably never be complete because it can always be added to. So at the end of the day, we're never going to have a complete ecosystem. It's like saying you have a complete city. You don't ever have a complete city because they're always building around that city, you know. So at the end of the day, we're never going to have a complete ecosystem. But HXY, because the entire supply is minted, HXY is 100% complete. 60 million were in circulation. Now only 12 point something million are in circulation. But I still believe that's enough for new investors to get in on. And like I say, it's probably a good buy at the minute for a hold, but again, not financial advice. You know, even just to buy and sit on liquid, whatever you want to do, wait until dividends are coming in before you freeze. You know, we don't tell anybody what to do with their HXY. It's like, if you want to buy it and do what you do with it, you know, and do your own research and look into it and everything else, you know, and just make your own decisions according to what you see.
Right. Yeah. Don't invest more than you're willing to fucking lose.
100%.
Well, yeah, I mean that's just normal with everything, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Bobby's asking, what's the circulating supply?
It is
like 13 million or something, I think.
Yeah.
It's not a lot now.
It's like there's nothing left, London.
Yeah, 13.7 million circulating.
And I think 85% of the rest is staked, right? Is it 85? It's about 85% of the rest is staked.
Yeah, 85% is staked from a minimum of 3 months to 365 days. Which also I think is a massive achievement, to be fair, considering we went from V1.1 60 million circulating. So, you know, to have 80% of that lot shows that there's a lot of people that still actually believe, because they wouldn't have locked that otherwise. Right. They wouldn't have gone into there. But you know that amount that has been locked is, you know, there's 90,000 in dividends that have been paid to them people. So, you know, they've all had bonuses for locking for that long. It's just they want to see this. They want to see that consistency.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's fair, I guess.
Yeah, I can't wait, man. I can't wait till this shit just starts popping.
Yeah, and the thing is, Hex had the advantage of not launching and building everything before they launched. You see what I mean? Whereas we had to kind of build off of Hex. So it's like a totally different scenario. You know, which is great. I mean, you know, like Hex brought out something good and the code's good. Although, you know, there's certain things, aspects of it, which I think, you know, won't work, like BPD, for example. You know, like, yeah, it's nice for FOMO and it's nice for price appreciation during that time. But after that, they've literally got nothing. It's just back to where it was in August again. So, I mean, it's fine, but I don't know, it's boring to me. So, you know, if everyone thinks it's like amazing and, you know, it's nice just earning interest and sitting on stuff, I suppose that's okay. But, you know, I'd rather have something a bit more to do with.
And I suppose the difference between me and Shane here, yes, like Shane does have good points, which are, you know, a lot of people have good points about Hex or whatever. And I suppose the only way I can show my solidarity with Hex, even though all the crap that's happening with hexagons and whatever, you know, which I separate from what I actually think about Hex. You know, the question has to be asked: why would we have built this ecosystem predominantly around Hex? You know, that's the place I can show my solidarity for Hex. Is, you know, I've spent probably 9 months of my life designing stuff around this now. So, and that's solid, you know. I still do 4-hour shifts and everything else doing this because I make progress and then I want to keep making progress, you know. So I still, my sleep pattern probably changed 10 times since I've been doing this, from the American shift to the English shift, whatever, you know. I'm working with people from all around the world, just, you know, trying to make progress, basically.
Yeah, not a lot of sleep involved in that, right?
No.
Did you want to go? We might have some, I don't know, maybe a few gamblers out there. Did you want to go over the Hex, the HXY.Bet thing real quick?
Yeah, you can go.
I don't know if we went over it already. Like, basically, this is the last flow chart you had for me. This would take a minute to understand myself. Lots of stuff going on here.
I think this is a bit more complex than the actual standard white diagram we had, but the way HXB transforms work is this: if you're a HXY holder and you're frozen, then when people go through HXY.Bet and transform, 40% of the entire value of whatever they transform is divided 75% to HXY holders who freeze and 25% to people who are locked in the 50% auto lock in HXB transforms or decide to lock into the 369-day vault. So basically HXB transforms, even if you just use that on its own, your dividend rate is basically the same as what HXY V1 dividend rate was, which was decent. You know, nobody was complaining about the divs during HXY V1. So HXY.Bet still has, you know, the ability to deliver them sort of numbers, or even more actually, because the volume it will take. HXY.Bet, I think, was minted out in just over 5 million, whereas this can potentially, at the current rate, generate around about 23 million in dividends alone.
Nice.
And 75% of that will be to HXY holders, and 25% of that will be to HXY.Bet holders, basically, who are auto locked. So even if you use transforms, you will earn dividends. You don't have a choice until max supply is reached. So that 50% is locked, which then gives you 50% for liquidity. Rolling on from HXY.Bet, what you've also got is you've got the dice games and all the casino games to follow. So we've got four games planned, dice being the main one and the most important one to get fully operational and running, which we're doing community testing on at the minute. When out of the HXB that you used on HXY dice, basically that will also feed dividends to HXBet holders and HXY holders. So each rake of every losing pot, there will be dividends split between both sides. So HXY holders and HXB. People who get that HXB can either freeze it and lock it, or they can sell it, or they can sit on it. They can do whatever they want with it, you know. And basically, you know, that's where. Go on.
I like this at the bottom, guys. Yeah, the buybacks are always greater than your potential sell. That's fucking huge.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of people even realize what that means.
Yeah. So the only people who can negatively impact this at the moment are the existing people who held HXB before HXB transforms launched, which is nothing compared to what can be bought moving forwards. But yeah, basically 40% is dividends, 60% goes to the pot for liquidity and buybacks. The more that gets locked in the 369-day freeze, basically means the more liquidity that can be added.
It's fucking awesome.
Yeah, and the price can never be dumped. So that's
yeah, we got a question here. Oh yeah, because we got HXY. You didn't have anything on that, but got that coming out soon, right? Like next couple weeks or something, or is they? Yeah, next week.
So wrapped HXY, the main things we've got are wrapped HXY-B and wrapped HXY. So wrapped HXY, I think we're going to launch a like VDC style hourglass contract on Tron. Because obviously, if we try and do any of these things on ETH, like, you know, every time
right.
we develop something, whether it was the V2 main contract, we hit these stupid gas fees. So by allowing people to wrap HXY and move over to Tron, we can offer all these things that make up part of an ecosystem for the people who want to use that part of the ecosystem. Again, it's not telling people to use it, it's offering this service if people want to use that part of the ecosystem. So at the end of the day, we can have all them style contracts, but just host them on the Tron network and avoid all the gas fees. So it makes it that they will perform how they're meant to perform without stinging everybody with gas fees. I think like the HXY chain contract that we're launching, we're going to make the main token for that HXBT. And then what that means is anybody who wants to use that version, they will have to use transforms. And in turn, it just works like a machine, basically. But when they use the transform, that's what starts generating dividends to the HXY holders and the HXB holders, basically. But then also offers another use case for HXB, you know, because if you can go and wrap it on Tron, and then basically use it on Tron network in another contract where there's going to be demand for that contract to be used, it just adds another use case of the ecosystem and for HXB.
Right. What about? Are you looking to farm, Lotto? I think you mentioned something about.
Yeah,
that's
the main dev sale is now working on that. So the front end's being built, sales working on farming. And that is that's HXY.Finance. Did I send you the screenshot of the UI being done for that? So
I don't think so. Is that the one? Is that the one where we get the debit cards on that one or something? Or
that would have been HXY.Credit. So it was like the debit card wasn't actually a debit card. That was the whole point of it. Like obviously moving forward, we want to add that debit card, but what that card was a hardware wallet. It was a Tangent hardware. So at the end of the day, that was to do with the people who built the V2 contract. And at the end of the day, that contract, put us into murky waters. Basically, that's all I'll say about that one. So whatever will happen with that Tangent card, we'll have to see what happens with that in the future.
Yeah, we need to get some Hexy debit cards, man. I'll fucking swipe that thing all day. Give me some cash back. You know what I'm saying?
That's a hell of a lot of work, obviously, for the debit cards. But at the end of the day,
oh yeah, for sure. Oh yeah, here, this one. He's never had DDoS fucking problems. You guys never had any of that shit.
From any of that. Like I think our volume, the volume we got on Hexy V1.1 and the predecessors of V1.1, our traffic was always handled very well. I think we've had like really good uptime on all our websites, basically.
Yeah. I'm coming into my own opinion is like people that suffer from DDoS attacks have shitty fucking developers. You know what I'm saying? Or they're just full of shit. They get DDoS attacked. They're about to rug pull your ass. You know what I'm saying?
Everything's built on the current back end of stuff's all built on droplets. So it's all node based. So
right.
It's not like responsible for the whole of the front end, basically.
Yeah.
They're basically like partners now. So and they've been solid through the murky waters, basically. So it's good to have Shane and Dustin on board. But Dustin's like lightning fast. So you give him something to do and he gets it done. It's like he I think he's working on about 5 new different front ends at the moment as we speak.
Yeah.
He's another one of them. He will just keep going until they're done. So I basically threw him a list a few months back and said, like, can you get these front ends done? And he's done them. And there's a lot of stuff that's just got like the bare bones skeleton version of it, and it needs all the things. But the bottom line is he's done it, and they're all sitting there waiting to be utilized.
I like this too. This is the Hexy Finance thing you showed me, right? This is fucking badass.
Yeah.
See, liquidity pool token. Look at that, guys. We got the farming on the way, right? What's the ETA on this one, guys?
Sal reckons he's going to have progress towards the end of October for the farming side of things. So what's happened is Sal was working on credit. So if you look at like if you look at Hex.Credit in the early form, basically we have the whole contract sitting there on testnet. So the complete code up until testing is needed for that interacts with the main Hex contract. Well, basically there were existing tools out that Kyle built for Hex that allowed us to interact with that Hex contract and build that contract. With like HXB and Hexy, them tools don't exist because Sal has done all the back end work for HXB and Hexy. So the problem he's hit is basically where we had the tools for Hex to use for the Hex.Credit old platform, we don't have them tools for the Hexy and HXB. So at the end of the day, this is why we're pulling in outside help to finish that credit contract. And in place of that, Sal has jumped onto the farming side of Hexy and HXB.
Very nice. Very nice. This is fucking badass. I can't wait for this shit. So when Hexy chain, man? When Hexy chain? You're saying like what another week or two, or
the developer's working on that now as we speak. So at the end of the day, I'm just waiting for updates from him. One thing I've learned is with developers, if you push them, it doesn't always work. You can't push them too hard. It's like, you get to know like who your good developers are, and you have to listen to what they tell you. especially if you're not a coder. So at the end of the day, it's, you know, I let them do it and give me, you know, the deadlines or when they think it's going to be out. And, you know, like I say, we were hoping to have a testnet version of credit, meaning credit with Hex, HXB and Hexy with the ETH liquidity pool. That was hoping to be launched like last week. But like I say, we're pulling in the outside dev for that now. And then sales jumped onto the farming stuff. But, you know, code-wise, farming is a lot easier to code than the credit.
Credit's pretty damn complicated.
Yeah, credit is complicated because there's a lot of functionalities the contract has to do. There's a lot of variations of how the contract can work. And yeah, at the end of the day, it will get there. It's just going to take time. Like I say, I think what are we 6-7 months in, and I think what we've achieved so far in 6-7 months is pretty good compared to you know, other projects. Basically, you know, people wait 6 or 7 months just for a dice game. We don't just have a whole ecosystem. So, you know, I want to revisit these sort of things in like 3 to 6 months or even a year. I'd love to know exactly where we'll be in a year. But, you know, like I say, progress is being made and we will get there, you know. And I'm sure the climax of coming down from 10 cents to 3.94 cents or whatever will, you know, I'm sure everybody will be happy again in a few weeks or whatever, you know, when the price appreciates again, or if it does.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that just means cheaper Hexy.
Yeah, cheaper, more in circulation now, you know. We got rid of the leeches from the 7 days, and that was it, really. More circulating.
I'm down. I like it. Fuck. Well, I mean, that pretty much sums it up, huh? That's where we're at. So, we'll probably see something in the next couple of weeks then, huh?
Yeah. Like I said, there's going to be updates. As soon as there's an update, we show the community.
I know you guys are always on top of it.
And the other thing is as well, we are 100% transparent. You know,
yeah. I know.
If people ask a question, they will get the answer to that question. You know, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what status we're in. They will get the truth. You know, and we've maintained that. So this person here is saying because I transformed at fucking 1,000.
Hey, Stockton. Hey, so did I. I did too. And you know what I did? I DCA'd my balls off, and now I'm in profit. So
right. So this person who transformed at 1,000 to 1, they also got a 10.
Wasn't that hard?
They also got a 10x Hexy airdrop.
Yeah,
and
dividends.
So basically, all V1 and V2 investors have got or will have 17.9x the amount of Hexy that they started with. So at the end of the day, whatever the price is now, you know, at the minute you have to 10x it, and then from there you have to 17.9x it when the next batch of compensation is released at the end of the 365-day freeze. So, you know, if the price is up, then well, I'm sure you're going to be in profit. You know, and also at the same time, people still earn dividends throughout that process. People are quick to forget the dividends they earn on top of that. So, you know, the actual math is it's 17.9x if you transform the 1,000 to 1 or whatever, or 1,000 hex to 1 hexy. You will actually end up with 17.9 times the amount of hexy that you started with, and that's it, you know. And you know, it's all sitting there just waiting to happen, and 10x of that has already happened.
When do we get that airdrop?
It will be after the. Yeah, I'll give you the exact figure on it. So let's have a look.
Yeah, bottom line is Lotto's not going anywhere, guys. We fucking chat every day. He's out there in his community every day. I mean, if the guy was gonna fucking just, you know, rug pull us and fucking and fuck us all, you know, he would have done it already. He would have been done, gone, and fucking, you know, they all just get fucked, you know.
So it is 343 days away until that next 17.9 million or 7.9 million becomes available, and it will be dropped there.
Okay, I've got 99,970 point some HXB. Is that very much locked?
Say that again, sorry.
I have 99,907.637 locked. Is that very much?
Sorry, mate, I didn't hear you because.
Oh, I know.
You have how much? Locked.
I've got 99,970.637 locked. Is that much HXB?
Locked in where? The HXB transform?
Yeah, the top line up there where I have interest. Is that very much?
Right, okay, yeah, the 7-day freeze, you mean?
Yeah, is that very much?
At the minute, not loads, but at the end of the day, it depends, where you bought it and how much it's at. I think the price USD wise is pretty steady.
Okay, and then where it says HXB, and then where it says HXB transform locked, I've got 309,934 HXB.
Yeah, is that your interest you've earned on that locked? So when you unlock that, that's what you'll get on top of that.
Okay, when can I unlock that?
Say that again.
When can that be unlocked?
How long's your 7-day freeze got left on it?
1.9 days.
Yeah, so then it can be unlocked after that 1.9 days or whatever.
And I can relock it again?
Yeah, you can relock it and then compound that interest. So that interest that you've earned, when you relock, will go back into the interest to relock. Or you can take that and the interest and lock it in the 369-day vault.
Maybe that's what I'll do. I'll put it in the 369-day lock. Okay. And how long? That's for 369 days?
Correct.
Okay. All right. I'm starting to understand this a little bit. I won't ask so many dumb rookie questions.
No. Honestly, it's cool. It's not a problem, bro. You're perfectly entitled to ask these questions. So someone's saying here, I don't know if anyone asked this, but in Hex Money, I have staked for 365 days. Are the divs meant to be paid daily? No. They're paid 5 times a week while people are doing things that generate dividends. You can't just make dividends out of thin air. As much as it would be nice just to produce dividends out of thin air, it's not possible. So when there are dividends to pay, and when the dividends threshold is hit of, I think, around $8,000, basically there will be dividends. And if the volume keeps happening with them dividends, and there's enough in the daily dividend pot to pay, then you will get paid dividends daily.
Yeah. I see. I've been dealing with Bitcoin and Ethereum and all those other things for so long, for years. So this is my first going into TRX and Hex and Hexy. Yeah. So you have to bear with me. I'm trying to learn this stuff.
Perfectly understandable. So you see all these diagrams that BlackSheep has been posting.
Yeah.
Basically, what we're going to do is, when we get further into the ecosystem and we have more resources, we're going to turn them into, I don't know if you've ever used Coinbase or whatever, but they have like educational videos. We're going to turn them diagrams into educational videos. And part of the thing with our whole ecosystem is there was always a free mint section. So a big percent of Hexy was free, whether it was via referrals or free mint. And the same with HXB. There's a nice portion of that's free mint. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to make some videos that are like educational, and they reward people for doing like answering the questions on them. And then hopefully what that will do is that will get people like yourself who are maybe just Bitcoin holders or ETH holders, and it will actually start to educate people better and allow them to understand things clearer. Because crypto's like spaghetti junction. It's difficult if you don't know crypto, or you're just a no coiner, or you're someone who's just got into BTC and ETH. BTC and ETH are pretty easy to understand just in the form of as a coin or a token, but then when you start moving further down the rabbit hole, everything isn't easy, and it does get complicated. And what's actually a very difficult thing to do is it's hard to explain something that comes across complicated and make it sound simple. So this bloke we have in the Hexy community, he's doing all this with these diagrams. He's trying to make it the whole, they say a picture can say 1,000 words. And that's exactly what I believe he's doing with these diagrams. He's producing these diagrams to make everything less complex and more simple. And then from them diagrams, we will produce the videos that go with them, and make them videos educational and rewarding as well, to further help the ecosystem as well and onboard new people.
Yeah. See, I'd like to, I have a YouTube channel. I like always making videos about projects I'm in, but I've been hesitant on this one because I want to talk to you so I could explain it to my new people, because if I couldn't understand it, how am I going to explain it to them?
Yeah, totally understandable. And like I say, the more
Where the
simpler
fuck?
we make things, the easier it is to onboard.
Where the fuck did all this volume come from? This is from today?
Is that USD wise? I think it's because the main pair is in hex, so the actual price of HXB is pumping.
Yeah.
With the hex price because the main pool is in hex.
Oh wow, I like it. I was Shane just said this to me. I'm like, wow, we're up 40-1%. Oh yeah, here's our Hexy stats.
That's over a month, obviously. It's not the
right. Okay, but check this out.
The thing is that you see that chart there, BlackSheep. If say now, what people fail to realise is that 90 grand, about 80% of that was made via one whale. So one whale just kept cycling to get a decent position in HXB.
Right.
So at the end of the day, if you get 2 or 3 or 4 whales, then dividends that were doing it at the same volume as him, dividends are going to be 3-4 times the amount they were. I think we hit like a $17,000 dividend day out of that batch of dividends that have gone out. So like I say, it will take time, and you know, this has happened before even DICE was released. So we were expecting HXB transforms to take off when we have DICE, when we have a couple of casino games. So if you look at it, that we will end up with the casino games like DICE, and then say, I don't know, the HXBT. Then obviously there's more use cases for HXB, which will basically spur more transforms on. If you build the use cases, then people will transform. If it's profitable, people will transform even more. People hold Hexy, it's all good. If people just want 25% dividends in HXB and missed Hexy, it's still good because you're still going to get 25% of the dividends until max supply. So yeah, it's just going through the process of a whole ecosystem, basically.
Yeah, I noticed that you made the referral link easier to copy now too. You don't have to. I was having trouble doing that.
Yeah, is that actually how it should be now? Is it?
Yeah, because before you had to post it, and then you had to copy, and then you copy your address and put them together. That might have been what happened to my friend. Maybe he didn't do it right. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, possibly. Well, look, when you send me the transaction, if that didn't happen right, I'll send you the HXB anyway.
Okay, so I appreciate that. Thank you. I'm not looking for anything free. I did sign.
No. It's cool. It's honestly, it's cool. You know what I mean? We need people to start, you know, doing adoption, and you know, we don't like to push things until we know they're ready. There are things on the UI that need sorting, you know. And it's I think it's the early whale that's gone through HXB transforms. I think we had like 20%, 30% organic, and the rest was probably around 70% that was another whale. But you know, basically, he just wanted his position. So at the end of the day, he's got his position now and he's comfortable. And like I say, we'll start pushing things more when things are ready. And once DICE is out, I think that will have a decent effect on HXB transforms as well.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell from these stats as well, like how the 7 days pretty much helped. Because if you have a look at, I think it's where the green mark is up on the 8 million circulating, around about the middle.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
No, you were on the right one then. Yeah,
this one right here. Okay, cool.
Yeah. So if you look at where the 8 million circulating was, that was when we took away the 7 days, right? So it made it 16 million circulating, and we were at 933 addresses, right, holding Hexy. Yeah. Whereas if you go right down the bottom to now, so there's only 875 addresses. So basically, 50 addresses were essentially dumping, using the 7 days as dividends and probably dumping that as well. So, I mean, you know, and the circulating's going down from 16 to 14. So, you know, eventually there won't be any Hexy left. So, I think that's what people don't realize as well. It's not like Hex where you just print more, you know, every BPD or whatever, you know, it's just like another 500 billion out of thin air or whatever. Yeah. There's 60 million and that's it.
Well, I think the way Hex works is it when you stake, it burns the coins, and then when you end stake, it remints new ones, which works as like the interest, which is done on the share value. Yeah. But you know, Hexy is only ever always going to be a finite supply of 60 million. Yeah. Even if we wrap Hexy, the only Hexy that can be wrapped is any Hex that is either circulating or comes out of any freezes or whatever. So it's not like when we wrap Hexy, we're creating new tokens or whatever. It can only be wrapped from the existing Hexy.
Yeah.
Is Hexy a part of Hex, or is it a separate?
No, it's completely separate. And like I say, this is the other thing. It's not, we didn't clone Hex or anything like that. We are the complete opposite of Hex, 100% opposite, in fact. And like I say, it was the whole ecosystem was designed to give Hex users who, and we're talking Hex users who potentially from the first outlook from when we started would be, I don't know, maybe 90% staked of their value of Hex. Maybe they got 10% liquid or 15% liquid, whatever it is they, each person chooses. There's a lot of hardcore Hex people that have got 100% staked for 555 days, or 5 days even. So at the end of the day, what we were saying is, well, look, if you've got some Hex left and you want something to do with it, this is what we're doing. This is the Hexy ecosystem.
Yeah. And I sold all my Hex about 3 months ago. I got out and I made some money, but I got rid of it because I didn't think there'd be anything left at big payday.
Yeah. Someone saying, has my outlook changed on Uni? I think Uni, not really, not yet. No, not yet. I'm not going to go and. What you got to understand is Uni came out pumped, and then it's gone down from $8 to $3 or whatever it's sitting at the moment.
Yeah, I don't even.
It was free, wasn't it? I sold my Uni at $8.
I don't even look at the price. I don't even look at the price, honestly. Like
I'm glad that I got into it.
What Uni did, no one else is ever going to do again, right? No one's going to turn around and give you free money.
Yeah, I'm glad I got into Hex because I got that free money with Uni and I sold it. Yeah, but I sold it at $4.
You know what else happened as well? When we launched V1, this was another good point that doesn't really get spoken about Hexy a lot. Because of the way that the freezing functions work, when we first launched V1, we only obviously had the 7-day freeze. When that launched, multiple people started multiple wallets for Hexy. So what they could do is they could ladder their 7-day freezers. So it was the only way you could ladder your freezers without having to freeze on top, which would then start the 7-day process again. So because of that, all them people, I mean, we're talking some people started like 20 different stakes or whatever. Well, them 20 different stakes, if they transacted on Uniswap or attempted to with them wallets, basically they got 20 times the amount of Uni. Because each one of them wallets got $400 worth or 400 Uni for free. That 400 Uni went up to $8. So at the end of the day, a lot of people have this with Hex as well. So they're two really positive things to look at. A lot of the people who have had Uni have dumped it. Does that mean it's dead or failed? No. Look at BNB coin. So all right, it saves on trading fees. Uni can be used for liquidity, whatever. So no, it's my outlook on Uni hasn't changed. I think it's just going to be one of them things. Time will tell. And take it from there basically with Uni.
And one other thing I noticed, I did it the other day. I had a little HXB in my wallet, so I relocked it and start your 7 days over again. Yeah,
that's correct.
Yeah, because I was at 2 days, and all of a sudden, look, it's back to 7. So you got to make sure you don't. If you don't want it to end, you got to not put any more into the log.
And also, if you want to claim your interest, I think you have to unfreeze and then refreeze.
Yeah, you do.
Okay.
Okay. And then that's how you can compound interest, but you can only compound that interest until max supply is minted. Nice. So you've got a question to ask yourself: do we want the flexibility of staying liquid and earning interest, or do we want to lock up and get dividends? And these are all things of an ecosystem. That there's always give and take, and it's like from the very early days of V1, we realised. Even when Hexy had a 36.9 interest rate, people were still dumping that on the market when they got it free. So now all our free minted stuff is just locked, and you earn dividends on it, and you will get rewarded that free stuff at the end of max supply or when it's released.
Yeah.
When you've got an ecosystem, if you want it to work, you have to take these measures to stop these things like these massive dumps of people getting stuff for free. Because it doesn't matter whether you build the strength into the weakness of the product. and try and basically, you'd hope a 36.9% interest rate would deter people from dumping it, but it doesn't. And it's like, you can never test this shit with, simulations or tests in a contract. You just can't dump that. The only way you get these results are in real world scenarios. And this is the whole of the HXY ecosystem. All these tests are only ascertained by, the real world scenarios, basically. So, this is what we have to contend with. And then any real results and any real data that we've got has all come from real world scenarios. And, that's how we just have to keep pushing forwards.
I have to take my hat off to you. This is so complicated, and you must be one hell of a developer to figure this stuff out. So more power to you.
Appreciate it. There's, there's obviously a lot of mixed feelings about me. Some people think I'm an arsehole or a scammer, and other people see that I'm a grafter and I'm trying to do something positive. So, anybody who appreciates what I do, I appreciate and respect it back.
I like the fact that you're on here explaining the whole program, and we can ask you questions. A lot of programs you can't even ever talk to anybody. You don't even know
that's cool. That's the problem. The idea is I will try and do more of this, and actually, and I'm hoping once we've got like the core when I say the core ecosystem, I'm probably talking about like HXY isn't even really classed as a DApp. You might as well just say, well, it's the 3 month to 365 day freeze. That's the main DApp for HXY now, just to freeze your tokens, because 100% of the supply is minted and in circulation or frozen. So then that moves us on to like HXB transforms, which is the next big thing that feeds dividends, because that's part of the ecosystem where that sector is like casino related and gaming related. And then so we've basically got HXY.bet, HXY.credit, HXY.gold, HXY.finance. These 4 things, right? Once these 4 things are all in existence, and they are all functioning properly, like we should have a very bright future with HXY, or that is at least what I'm trying to work towards. If that doesn't happen, I can only apologize. But at the end of the day, this is what is like. This is the process we're going through now. We have given up. We started. We haven't stopped. And at the end of the day, we're just going to keep going. And eventually, if you work hard enough, things will happen. And I believe I'm working hard enough. That's all I can say.
I like the fact that you can transform ETH right to XHB itself. That's nice.
And this is the other thing. A lot of the hexagons who hate us, what they don't realize is when you transform that ETH to HXB, 100% of it buys hex. Doesn't even matter whether it gets the 60% liquidity even buys hex. So that 100% of ETH that is used to transform through HXB, 100% gets used to buy hex. 40% is automatic through the dividends. It goes and buys it straight from Uniswap via the contract, and the other is transformed into hex and then used as liquidity. So at the end of the day,
is that what those numbers are, where it says below the total dividends pushed, the amount of hex and ETH and HXY?
They're all the full figures. They're the full stats there that show how much has been pushed for liquidity, how much has gone out as dividends. But this is the point I'm trying to make. The hexagons even tried to say a few weeks back now, oh, HXB, people earning dividends in hex, HXB are dumping the price of hex. No, they weren't. For a start, there's only around about $200,000 gone through HXB. There's around $90,000 that has gone out in dividends. Probably $85,000 of that was in hex, right? But listen to this. When you transform ETH via HXB transforms, 40% of that ETH goes and buys hex straight away. That hex is sent to the dividends contract before it is dropped to HXY holders and HXB holders. The other 60% also goes and buys hex off the market at the current rate. It can only help pump hex. It can't dump hex, because the maximum amount of 100% that can be dumped from that is 40%. Yeah. So dividends from HXB transforms can never dump hex. They can only pump it. And as much as there's probably loads of hexagons out there who don't want to agree with this, these are the facts. These are the facts I'm telling you right now. HXB transforms cannot dump the price of hex. It can only pump the price of hex.
I mean that's proved in the numbers anyway. They're right there in front of your face. It's like there's $126,000 sitting in there right now of hex liquidity.
Yeah, that little drop down box that says when you're going to transform ETH into HXB, it says you only can get 10% of the liquidity pool. What is that?
Correct. So let me explain that mechanism there. What that is let's just say a whale wanted to come in and buy the max supply out. What they could effectively do is go and take that whole amount and just go and dump it straight into the market, which is not cool. So what we do is we limit 10% of the liquidity pool. Basically, a max buys 10% of the existing liquidity pool, and all the data is gathered from Uniswap from that pool there and is live. So the max buy you can ever do is 10% of the liquidity pool, which just means you have to cycle. Which is, I don't know if you've been in the chat in Hexy when the cycling has gone on, when people are doing it, but you just see people who want a big portion of HXB, they just do multiple transactions of the maximum 10% of the existing liquidity pool.
Yeah, so you just
that is right? Yeah, that is an excellent safety feature which works basically.
Yeah, well, that's good. That's smart, because then you don't have any whales.
12 grand, so you never get 12.
Yeah, that's right. But it still allows whales to get in.
Yeah,
they can do it in multiple transactions.
Yeah, but they can only get in at 10% of the time, though.
Yeah. But it doesn't matter. Like if you're a whale and you want to get in, and you've got 120k, you just go in 10 times.
Yeah,
but
you're
every time you go in,
you're a whale like crypto BlackSheep or something.
Yeah, what about me?
Did someone just steal your beer?
Yeah, he did. Did you see that? Somebody stole my beer.
Give me a minute, guys. I'll be back in a minute.
Aren't you a sheep? Aren't you a whale?
Hey, it's time to fuck the likes, guys.
Aren't you a whale sheep?
Yeah. Look at this shit. They put him up next to the fucking cat. Cat's all passed out in fucking beer. Oh, my God.
Time to fuck the likes, isn't it?
Yeah, it's time to fuck the likes, guys.
Fuck the like button, 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 fuck yeah. Fuck the like button, 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 fuck yeah.
And that's not financial advice.
So, Lotto, what do you think that the biggest, I guess, the negative that people that are involved in Hex think about Hexy? I don't really understand the hostility toward it, honestly. You know, I'm in Hex. I got big bags of Hex. I love it. I think it's a great project. But I don't understand a lot of the negativity that when I speak to people that are into Hex. You know, I got into Hex like most people. I thought it was going to be a great project because it's trustless, it's secure, and it shows proof of gains, and it's had crazy gains. But I just don't understand. Do you get feedback from like a consensus on why they think it's bad? What their problem with it is?
The people who have the problem with Hex predominantly are, so Hex is always portrayed as a completely decentralized project. So the contract is decentralized. The number one problem what people have the problem with is how whoever it is with the OA address has so much control over Hex, which kind of flips the argument that Hex can be a centralized project. Now, I'm on the side with the other people with this, where I don't think that's a bad thing, because unless you think that person who you believe might have control of that is going to dump the price of Hex, which at the end of the day actually has zero benefit to them at all, apart from basically they can own all the ETH or whatever. That's where the problem is, and I think this is what even places like CMC and all the listing places, this is what they're saying, is they know that's how it works. And you know, as much as there's that fully decentralized thing, there's also that thing where, and I think what the true hexicans say is they call this like tragedy of the commons, where if one person is in control of something, it makes it better than if loads of people are in control of it. So I think a brilliant test of this will be is all the actual said clones of Hex, which aren't entirely clones, they're 99.9% clones. The ones who are distributing that OA power address to the community, everybody thinks these are brilliant and excellent versions of Hex, whereas I've got a different view on that, because I suppose it comes down to, you have to believe, well, the person with the OA address with Hex, what is their intention? Do they want Hex to succeed or fail? And my personal view on that is they want Hex to succeed. So even if you look at it like, yes, the actual contract of Hex is fully decentralized, the person with the control with the OA addresses, you've just got to believe that they want Hex to succeed more than fail. And I think that's pretty much where you put the line with Hex.
I agree. I almost see it similar because, to me, I think whoever has an origin address, I think they actually want this to be kind of their legacy. I think they want it to be incredibly successful. So from that standpoint, if you really do trust the person or the people behind the OA, I think if that person can be trusted, which I think so many of us who are in Hex do, I think it's a good thing. I like it. Plus about the audits were a big deal to me. I'm sorry?
I 100% trust Richard's vision, and I don't know who the OA address is. I don't know who's got the control over that, and we're not ever meant to know. Right. So I kind of get why CMC won't list it where it should be listed, why they're gatekeeping it, because they've got unanswered questions that obviously don't fit the criteria of the form filling, But at the same time, it's like, like if you look at it like similar to EOS, well, it succeeded for them, and I don't see why it can't for Hex. And all the bullshit aside from the past, and all the animosity and everything between Hexy people and Hexicans and whatever else, that's like actually negating away from the real facts. My personal view is I believe in Richard's vision. That's like I say, that's why I built a whole ecosystem on top of it. You know what I mean? It wasn't to scam people or to do whatever. It was because I believe, that is the way. But let's not get it twisted. There is a centralized feature there, which at the end of the day, can you then say the Hex contract is 100% decentralized? Yes, the actual contract code-wise is decentralized, but then if one person has power over that decentralization, is it fully decentralized? These are the questions that there's no fine answers to, or there's no 100% answers to. But if you say, does that sway my vision, or does that sway my judgment on what I think will happen with Hex? No, I'm 100% on side. And like I say, in a few months, just literally compare the clones of Hex that are doing the OA address different to what Hex is doing. Just compare them and see where both of them are at, and I think that will give you your answer. But until these other clones catch up, and people who are saying, oh yeah, well I prefer this because everything that the OA address that earns is now going to the community, and that, well, we'll see what fully decentralized things do when the community all own that, rather than one person owning it, and we'll see what happens then.
I think his intentions, Richard Hart, I think they're noble. His intentions, plus the being audited 3 times meant a lot to me.
Yeah. Richard is noble, 100%. Look, listen, like as much as what's happened, Richard is a fucking genius, 100%. I've said that from day one, and it is 100% true. Richard is a clever fucker, mate. Seriously, and like I say, I haven't spent 9 months solid doing over 24-hour shifts building this ecosystem. We just have to accept what we've done wrong. We have to hold our hands up and say, well, this has happened, that's happened. But at the end of the day, we're still going. That's it. It's like, but yeah, as for Hex, it's a well-designed project. The contract-wise is flawless. And that's it. My opinion or view has never changed on that since day one.
Yeah, and it can't really function without. Yeah, like he's even said himself on stream loads of times. Like he's essentially took what central banks do, turned it into like a contract, and essentially the OA is the central bank, right? So
correct.
Like the central bank technically controls everything. You can't have it work really without some type of control in it. But which is why.
And I would much rather have someone. I'm not saying Richard Hart is the OA, but I'm just saying I'd rather have someone like him that has more control.
Yeah, I wasn't saying that either, by the way.
Yeah, I understand. I totally agree. I wouldn't suggest that either. I'm just saying that for me personally, I would much rather have my trust in someone like Richard Hart, who truly has crazy amount of skin, watching this be something amazing, as opposed to having 5 or 10 big whales have so much control over Hex. So I guess time will tell. I mean, it's done everything they were supposed to, right? And there's going to be a time where these gatekeepers like the CoinMarketCaps of the world, when Hex is in top 10 crypto, they're going to look more silly and silly as the day goes by.
Well,
this is a thing after EOS and all that. I don't know whether they're going to allow it, because For Hex to get listed in the top 10 cryptocurrency, I don't know if you've ever seen how you fill a CMC form out for a cryptocurrency. You have to answer their questions specifically, and if you don't, they will not list you where their criteria determines where you get listed. So how that's going to get overturned, I do not know. You know what I mean? But
I just mean from the masses. From a massive standpoint, like just the average crypto person, when they look at Hex, when they get
100%, you have to be 100% transparent of where. Obviously, the blockchain shows you where all your tokens are. You have to be 100% transparent and then portray that to CMC as well.
Yeah.
So if the OA address is basically secret and nobody's meant to know what happens with it, and they don't deserve to, and 100% of the ETH is Richard Hart's, then at the end of the day, well, if it's not going to get answered properly, they're not going to get listed properly, are they? And this is where I believe the problem is with CMC. I don't believe it's just their gatekeeping. It's thingy. So it's just one of them scenarios in cryptocurrency where CMC are setting a certain criteria, and if you don't meet that criteria or don't answer it, and a good argument against this is, well, these are 100% scams that come out and get listed and move up into the top 20 of CMC. They're getting listed easily. They are, but I can guarantee you now, them so-called 100% scams are telling CMC exactly what they need to know and giving them 100% of the information they're asking for.
That's why they
like the process and go up to the listings where they need to go, because when they fill that form in on CMC and press the send button, they've given CMC all the information they ask for. So, and I don't believe that's going to happen with Hex. So, at the end of the day, I don't know what the outcome will be with this, but it's like, this is what I believe is going on. I'm not saying it's 100% what's going on, but I'm pretty certain it is.
Yeah.
And from a technical standpoint, the things you're saying are correct. I'm just saying from a layman's point of view, like the random person, the most people, 99% who are into crypto or finding out about crypto now, they hear about Hex, jump into it, and they go to places like CMC, look and go, wait a second, Hex is 201 and it's a top 10 crypto. I think that's just it should have pushed people away from CoinMarketCap and make people go to something like Nomics, because I think even though CoinMarketCap thinks they're doing the right thing as far as how you fill things out, the average person is going to look at that and go, that's shady.
It's also conflict of interest, right? If CMC was still owned outright by someone who wasn't Binance, it would probably be a different story as well. Because you got to remember that Binance also are trying to get their fingers into DeFi as well at the moment, right? So there is some aspect of that as well, more than likely. But you
can tell that's 100% true. They're trying to get into DeFi because of what happened with the Uni token listed on Binance, listed on Coinbase Pro. The day it launched. So there's obviously evidence to back that up.
But
I think Hex itself put Uniswap on the map.
It probably did. Well, they probably, what did they do? They sold all the Uni tokens for ETH. So people are saying, why is Uniswap not doing too well? Well, if Hex was the biggest liquidity provider on ETH and earned the most amount of Uni tokens, and they've dumped a whole lot of them, well, there's your answer to that one. If they're telling people to buy Hex with them Uni tokens, then cool. I don't think that's the right thing to do, but you could let people know potentially you could buy Hex with it, or there's an option there you could do, but telling them to do it, I don't think that's right. At the end of the day, if people want to know why Uni token price isn't doing so well, the biggest liquidity provider dumped all their Uni tokens for ETH.
They
dump them for Hex. They dumped them for ETH.
And the whole Twitter thing, like bullying people on Twitter and shit, just that just annoys the fuck out of me as well. So it's like you ain't going to do anything about it on Twitter. You just make yourselves look like a bunch of bullies, which you do in the Hex chat as well. So, look, I mean, Hex is a good project, right? But if anyone comes in and asks us questions, we answer it, and it's not like we say, we'll say what we think, of course, but it's not like you've got 20 people suddenly ganging up on you and telling you to fuck off. Like it is in the Hex chat. Like if anybody mentions the OA address, it's literally like a bunch of cutthroat fucking pirates jumping on you and telling you to fuck off, mind your own business and all this shit. It's a pretty valid question, and it's one of the biggest questions about it. So I don't understand why it's such a big thing when anyone mentions it in public. It's like, why can't you just say, it's probably better we don't mention it, but there is one, it is controlled. It's not like
I hope that changes, because any crypto, usually if you're looking at Telegram, that kind of thing, once it gets to a certain size, people are really protective of it. I hope Hex or Hex itself can be, I always looked at it as a place to be set apart from other crypto. I would love for it to be, a community that's welcoming, because there's a lot of new eyeballs on Hex, and as it grows, as it kind of punches through, you're passing Monero, you're passing Stellar, and what is it, Bitcoin Vault and their sites here now. It's crazy how fast this is going. It's only going to onboard and adopt a lot more people. This could be their first dive into any kind of crypto at all. They can look at Hex as their first crypto. So they've got to be able to come to a community and get those questions answered.
I think that's a good point. And what you're saying about Hex being people's first crypto, if you got in at the right time, then brilliant. Like Hex has done an excellent job for them people. I remember when Hex was 1.4 million for one ETH. So anybody who hit that, like, congratulations. And this is what I say: you have to take your hat off to Richard Hart for that. You have to. And it's like, like I say, no matter what's gone on between Hexicans and Hexy people, well done, Richard Hart. He deserves the credit.
Oh yeah, dude. They say Hex is at number 10. Oh shit! You know what that means, guys?
Oh shit! Oh shit! Buy! Oh shit! Oh shit! Buy!
And I think you can parlay that success.
Probably not right now.
Pamp it, actually. I'm pamping it, guys.
Maybe back in like April. But
oh god.
I mean, who knows where it's going to go to, right? But yeah. I mean,
I think currently it's 12.
But in a sense, is a bit unrealistic. But yeah.
I think this run up to big payday is going to be interesting.
Yeah, for sure.
And then I think I suppose more what I'm looking forward to, or want to see the outcome to, is after, like, after big payday.
Yeah, like a couple of weeks after, basically.
Yeah.
Well, when is big payday? In a couple of weeks.
November 19th.
20 days, is it?
19th.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the thing that's so curious about it is the game theory in Hex is ridiculous. It's so freaking deep. But
if you look at our ecosystem and then look at all the different game theories in Hex, it's basically an ecosystem rolled into one contract. You know what I mean? With all the different outcomes and the share rates and, the people staking, less people that stake, they earn better share rates than the people that stake. So the people who stake kind of appreciate the people who are staying liquid. There's so many different standpoints and things to it. It is actually, the game theory is like mind blowing, really, what can happen.
Yeah. And it's kind of untested waters as well. So anybody trying to gauge it, they could be 100% wrong or 100% right. It's a bit like people who say, "Oh, Bitcoin's going to the moon tomorrow." It's like, fuck off, man. You say that like every other.
I think you said those exact words to me. Like 3% isn't moon, buddy.
Yeah.
Those are exact words.
Yeah. Most things go up and down 3% every hour, right?
Right, I know.
I'm going to have to step out here for a second, guys. But I just really have a lot of respect for Lotto and Shane. You guys coming in here answering questions. It means a lot to me. I know it means a lot to other people in crypto. People that can come out and just feel completely 100% free just to ask any kind of questions and vet people. Yep. And it's pretty rare. And hats off to you guys as well.
Appreciate it. And we're trying to do more of this moving forwards, and I think it will probably work out better for the ecosystem. Doing something like this on a much more regular basis.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Well, I got a bunch of bags of Hex and Hexy, so I'm hoping for nothing but the best. I think they can have harmony between them.
Yeah.
Can we get
the best play?
Can we get the man shaking before you leave, or what, Matty?
Come
on, let's do it. Let's do it.
I've got
all eyes on Matty. Let's do it.
Unfortunately, I can't lay the wet shaker right now. I got a sleeping 2-year-old beside me.
It's okay.
That's why you see I'm so much more subdued in this.
Man, what shaking?
Yeah. I hope you're buying I hope you're buying the little one some bags as well. Man.
Oh man, it's huge. I can't wait. He has no idea how fortunate he is to live in the time he is now. But
right,
it's awesome.
Yeah,
I got
yeah.
Have a great
right,
night, guys.
hey, have a good night. Thanks for joining, Maddie.
Catch you later.
I love Maddie. He's cool, man. Fucking A, dude. 12 bags.
Well, I've learned a lot. This was a great evening. Oh, by the way, I won first place with the Mustang. First place in my class again. I'm trying to be humble.
Oh yeah. On your
passing my
show?
Telegram handle. So
Yeah,
if he needs any advice on HXB, you can just reach out directly.
Yeah. It's at HXY LOTTO, right? That HXY LOTTO?
4 years in a row on our Halloween show, I won first place.
Nice.
They asked me not to show up next year.
Unfair competition. Yeah.
Yeah, I put his handle in the private chat here.
Oh.
So, HXY LOTTO. So yeah,
well, sounds like a lot of big things are going to be happening. I'm glad I got in now. Thank you, BlackSheep, for getting me in.
No problem, man. I want to bring people to dude. This thing is this is a phoenix that's going to rise from the ashes. You don't even know. I can feel it. I'm just excited about fucking Hexy Chain. Let's do it. Let's fucking get that thing on the road.
Well, yeah, Tron's another good thing for onboarding, you know. So.
Oh yeah.
I think the thing about Tron with Hexy is, Hexy maybe not so much, but because there's, going to be a gaming sector, I think that's where Tron falls into play there. But that gaming sector is basically DeFi stroke gaming. So I think if you can hit both sides of the thing, which is DeFi and gaming, then, well, that's what Tron's there for. And if we can do a simple wrapping and unwrapping via the HXY.Business like main ecosystem website, then at the end of the day, that's a new massive, massive path.
Onboarding.
Onboarding.
That's a direct fucking link from ETH to Tron, just like that. From all the Hex family can just go right over to Tron anytime, just fucking straight, fucking right back and forth. Right? I love it. I love it, man.
How you doing, Mike?
I'm good. It's good to hear you guys. I didn't know you guys were on here. I figured I'd join you.
Yeah. I did pin it into my chat like 4 hours ago.
Yeah.
Oh, you did actually.
Yeah, I did.
but I was in a meeting at 6, so
that's all good.
I'm at a meeting. I'm at a meeting. Baloney.
Yeah, we call that Pornhub over here.
I was talking to investors actually on divs. Just giving them an update, letting what's going on and development starting this week and stuff like that. So it's nice.
That's like being at the titty bar called the office. Where you at, honey? I'm at the office.
Right. Right. That's awesome. We still got 21 fucking people out there, guys. Fuck the likes. Fuck the likes.
Fuck the like button. 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 Fuck yeah. Fuck the like button. 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 Fuck yeah.
I got the likes this time. Got 23 of them bitches.
Yeah.
Nice. Love it.
I fucked it, but it didn't.
You fucked it.
It didn't fuck me back.
You got rejected.
Yeah. It asked me to turn over.
Love it. Never a dull moment on this show. Fuck.
Yeah.
Well, fuck. Thank you for coming out, guys. Shit, you got some questions, Mike? What you rolling with? You get some questions.
I was gonna say, how is Hexy and stuff? Everything's been. What's the development? What's the next step?
Yeah, we just went over all that.
Yeah, I know. I totally fucking missed it.
So, I mean, tentatively, we're not making any promises, but probably next couple of weeks we should see something. I mean,
Mike, here's what you do. Sweet. Rewind the video and watch it from the beginning, okay? So we don't have to go through this again.
Yeah,
sounds good.
Make sure you fast forward through all his questions, though, Pacemaker Mike.
All right. Yeah. I don't want the senior citizen lessons.
Okay. You're just jealous. You guys are just jealous. I know this much.
Yeah.
I'm jealous I'm not 70. Yes.
Yeah. I'm glad I am. With the world so fucked up, I'll be gone while you're still dealing with all this shit.
I know.
Yeah.
I'll be the one
So
fixing
if
all
you
this
could,
shit.
so if you could rewind back time, then Mike, how old would you make yourself?
What's that?
If you could rewind back time, how old would you make yourself?
Back to 1967.
Like 1967. That's pretty specific.
Because that's when Berkshire Hathaway started, and if you had put $1,000 in Berkshire Hathaway in 1967 and left it and never touched it, it'd be worth $29 million today.
Fuck. That's crazy.
Well, I mean, you'd literally put everything in it, wouldn't you?
But you could have done that with Bitcoin at 10 cents too, though.
Yeah, but Bitcoin
that probably would have been a better play, to be fair.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, no, I don't really want to go back to 1967 because then I have to go to Vietnam.
Tesla. Put some money in Tesla as well. Could have done quite well on that as well, maybe.
Yeah, that shit went to the moon.
I know, man.
It was like stupid at one time.
Yeah. Reminded me of crypto.
I know, right?
Hyperbolic, fucking parabolic.
What?
Although,
Right.
to be fair, Elon Musk is a fucking legend. So
yeah, he is.
He is. Dude, we were just looking at them Teslas in the dealership. These things are fucking dope, dude.
Yeah, I got my Cybertruck on back order, baby.
It's on back order.
Hey, you see the new Hummer, electric Hummer?
Dude.
1,000 horsepower.
That thing looks dope.
Wow.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yep.
That shit looks sweet.
It has 4 engines on it, 250 horsepower per wheel.
Really?
Nice.
Yep. 1,000 total horsepower. It'll go
Badass.
0 to 60 in 2.3 seconds.
The Cybertruck does it in 1.8.
Well, yeah, but the Cybertruck is a lot lighter than that thing. Okay.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I guess because that's what the military wants to get into all those EVs, all the electronic. They want to make their whole fleet fucking electric.
I thought Hummer was dead.
It's got some drawbacks. I mean, like you just need an EMP and they're all fucked, right? But yeah.
Right.
I was at that new car show today, and I mean that Ford. It was a Ford dealer, and they had that new Mach-E, and they call it a Mustang. It's a fucking Tesla with a horse on the front of it. Okay, not a fucking Mustang. Don't disrespect the Mustang and call it a Mach-E. Fucking bullshit.
Mach-E.
Wow.
It's called the Mach-E.
You're talking about their new electric Mustang they came out with?
Fuck that electric shit. I gotta hear that horsepower.
Sounds like a Razor.
Yeah. Goes down the street.
By 2030, we'll have more electric cars than gas cars, I think.
Yeah.
2030.
2030. I think it's a little soon.
Living here in Southern California, if you don't see 10 or 12 Alexa in the one mile that you drive, there's something wrong. You're not looking. I think there's more Teslas now than any other car around.
He said Alexa. I'm like, what?
I mean, no, it's not Alexa.
Okay, Biden.
Order me a Tesla.
I probably saw 25 Teslas on the way home from Buena Park, which isn't very far.
Votes for Trump, talks like Biden.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, what can I say?
Yeah.
Hey, I wore my Trump mask today. I wore my Trump mask at that car show, and I got a lot of dirty looks because California is a blue state. So,
oh man.
But I never see any Biden posters or stickers or anywhere. I don't understand.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it does fuck him anyway.
Trump's going to be elected a week from Tuesday, so it's all going. Watch, as soon as November 4th comes around, everything opens back up, okay? Everything opens back up.
There we go to the moon, too. You been hitting the pipe, Pace Car?
Huh? Yeah, I've been hitting the pipe. Did you hear what AOC said? That dumbass from New York that, she's that real radical. She says, we could land on the sun if we did it at night. Oh my God! Is that the most visibility you've ever heard? Yeah, we could land on the sun if you do it at night.
That's fucking hilarious.
Oh my God! Yeah, they want to end all fossil fuel. Good luck with that.
Huh? Okay.
I mean, it's a good thing, technically.
Yeah, but think about it. How are you going to make electricity without fuel? Okay.
Well,
think about that.
Just ask Elon Musk. I'm sure he's got some.
The sun.
Yeah. The sun is a good point, but obviously we're not there yet. I don't think they're going to build.
I think there's even hydro
Bitcoin
mining farms, isn't there? That use hydro like energy to mine Bitcoin. I think even what's his name has got that.
I did hear about that.
McAfee. I think he's built a hydro farm, isn't he, for mining Bitcoin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's like a crazy fucking son of a bitch anyway.
McAfee? He got arrested. He's going to jail.
Is he still in jail?
Yeah, he's in an Italian jail. They're trying to bring him back to the United States. They won't. He got arrested in Italy 2 weeks ago.
Professional Schiller got arrested.
They're looking for David Peterson.
Does he even make software anymore? Sorry.
No. He sold that company a long time ago.
Sold it. Yeah, a long time ago. I think 2004.
He owes like $25 million in taxes.
Yeah.
He needs to get a new accountant for a start.
I tell you what, if they ever bring him back to the U.S., he's done. But they can't extradite him for some reason. They won't get him out of Italy.
Yeah. He's probably got his firewall on.
Yeah, exactly.
Man, you see this bitch I just got?
What is it?
Fucking
you got a new phone? Got your phone?
Nah, dude, the fucking new Microsoft.
Oh, the Razr, the new Razr.
No, the Microsoft Duo.
Oh, the Duo. Shit. You see, the new Razr does that too.
The shit folds all the way around.
Nice.
Oh, that's cool.
Fucking dope.
So where's the main screen when you do that?
Well, you open it like this, so your main screen would be like this, because your speaker and your camera's here, and then it's only got one camera. So if you want to take like a photo, you flip the phone around, and it's going to use your front-facing camera.
Wow, I think the more crypto takes off as well, the more Android phone users. I think crypto users will become Android phone users. Because obviously you got the likes of iOS that aren't allowing like mobile browsers, are they, through iOS, which is a pain in the ass, to be fair, because why not? So I think Android, most crypto users will end up with Android phones basically.
Yeah. I own Apple stock, but I don't use any of their products. I hate.
Apple stock was a sound bet, wasn't it?
Yeah. I got 14,500 shares of Apple.
Yeah, I think a few years ago I was saying like Nvidia, Apple, Amazon, Tesla, and it's like they're all doing really well, aren't they?
I can't believe these stock splits. I've had 2 stock splits with Apple. I've turned 500 shares into 14,000 shares with these stocks.
Nice. Yeah, definitely a sound bet. Good bet a few years ago, anyway.
But I can't touch it because my wife has the private keys. She won't let me touch it.
You must have been drunk that night, mate.
Yeah, I put it in the crypto. She won't let me sell it.
Wife, private keys?
Yeah.
Should be in the same sentence.
No, yeah.
I'd love to put a little bit of that into crypto, but she won't let me touch it. It's probably a good thing. Because she saw me lose 20 grand at BitConnect a couple years ago. So
for fuck's sake,
hey.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a few people out there lost in BitConnect.
Yeah.
I actually made a couple $100.
Yeah, I think I made $1,500 all in all from BitConnect.
Not me. I got in when it was $400 a coin in August, and then it dumped in January. So I got fucked.
I mean, the thing about BitConnect, it was always you should have just invested in the coin and not done the loans.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Yeah.
And, crypto was so new at the time that people
technically you lost your money, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And then there was
I was good because I was in for 100 days.
Yeah. Good old Trayvon.
I lost quite a few things.
I spoke to that guy a few times on DMs.
I've got 500,000 shares of Dropple, and then now they're being sued, and so that's gone. So I've had some real losers, I tell you.
I think the biggest thing early on in the crypto days, or not early on, but 2017 days, when all the major scams come about, was I started mining, or I believed I was mining Bitcoin in a cloud mining contract.
Oh yeah,
that was just
right. Yeah,
I made Bitcoin like that, you know.
Was it Bitcoin?
Yeah, the 2017 days, I didn't lose on the 2017 days. I actually made.
Like even still to this day, they're still trying it, right? Like
you mean the old days of SHA 256 mining and all that crap.
Yeah, well, I started mining Bitcoin back in 2013. I think Bitcoin was actually trading at around just over $100 and something, $110, $125 when I started using it. So, you know, and that was still late to the party, you know, at 100.
Did it like dump as well, Dan? Did it like go from like 100 down to like 30 or something like that?
I mean,
these people that try to mine in California at 23 cents a kilowatt, I don't know how you make money in California.
Yeah.
23
hydro farms, didn't you? That's what you need.
Yeah, but one thing though, I can say, I did make money in arbitrage. I'm one of the few people that made money in arbitrage.
We're in a contract called arbitrage.
I made over 20 grand, so I got some of my BitConnect back.
Right, was that a contract called arbitrage?
Yeah.
Yeah,
no, this was the real arbitrage.
Yeah, no, I've made money.
Yeah, but I got a lot of haters out there that want their money back, and they're trying to get it from me. I said, "Fuck you! I didn't tell you to get in."
Yeah,
I mean, also the interesting thing about new forms of energy, we were talking about that, like fossil fuels and stuff, right? If they did somehow come out with some new type of energy that was kind of like what they call like free energy or whatever, which is like energy that just accumulates and it doesn't use energy, Bitcoin would be fucked, right?
Yep.
Because you could just mine that into the ground.
Yeah, I went to David Peterson's house in Texas for 2 days, and now everybody thinks I know where he's at. So.
It's the same with quantum computers, you know. Like once quantum computers come to like desktop level, like SSL's also fucked because that's only 250.
Well, don't Google say that their quantum computers can outdo the, you know, the security of what Bitcoin can do.
Yeah. Well, like what is Bitcoin? Isn't it like 512 in there or something?
No, it is 256. I'm pretty sure.
It's still 256.
Yeah, 256.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah.
Which I don't. Is there a difference between 256 blockchain and not blockchain? Because there is 256 encryption that's not blockchain. Right?
It's just 256 bits, isn't it? So yeah, it's the same encryption pretty much. There'll probably be another layer, obviously, but like military grade is 512. So like military is probably.
I actually heard that 256 has already been broken. So
yeah.
I wouldn't. Secure.
Yeah. I mean, I imagine they're trying their best to upgrade it now, right? But the problem is with mobile networks, you're going to have to make mobiles capable of producing the extra encryption levels, right? So it would mean like basically replacing all technology like overnight. Like I think 5G, you know, might be the move towards it. Possibly, I don't know whether they built in something on that, maybe, and that's why the big push for it and everything. But yeah, but eventually, once all the infrastructure is in place, then they can replace it. But if anything comes out before that infrastructure is in place, it's like fucked. So there'll be so much shit that gets hacked, it'd be crazy. Mm-hmm. And you know, you're talking like bank levels and exchange levels and like billions and billions.
Yeah. It will be good to see what happens with all the Bitcoin development now. All the institutions are getting involved and jumping on board.
Yeah, I don't know if that like it's weird though because like they've always been involved, right? They're always like coming in and out.
Yeah, but I think that's expediting that process at the minute, especially with like COVID and everything.
Well, because Visa's already in it, right? Visa, MasterCard, they're already in it, or supposedly. Now it's PayPal, right?
So there was a company a couple of weeks back, maybe 2-3 weeks ago. What did they put in? $450 million, I believe. but they done it. They got in without pumping the price of Bitcoin. They just bought in on the dips and the highs with 425 million or 450 million.
Fucking hell! Just imagine seeing that pop up on like OTC or something.
Yeah, you can get all that data. There's a site you can get all that data from. And even that 425 million is a drop in the ocean compared to what some other like Grayscale and that I believe got in Bitcoin already. So
half a million.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys heard about this Moon Day thing? Is this a joke or what? It keeps going from 100 to 5,000, back to 1,100, back up to 4,000. Now it's down to 1,100.
I don't have any time to look at anything in crypto other than this is my crypto portfolio at the minute. I've been in the only things I've been in since the Hexy days are like predating Hexy was Hex. That was my biggest investment. BTC, ETH, and the other two, which I'll name because I know the developers of, and I think they're solid and they've produced something really good, is P-Mine and Grow. And if you own P-Mine, you can switch it over to Grow. So P-Mine is on the OST network. There's only a max. There was a 20,000 supply. I think we're down to 16.3 thousand or something at the moment. But you can cash your P-Mine out for Grow at any time by sending them to that admin P-Mine. And basically they give you 12.5 Grow per P-Mine. So, I've got a feeling P-Mine and Grow are going to be like a really big thing in the space too. And I think they're going to do, big things. So yeah, that's it. I literally don't have any time to look at any other projects or anything. But at the end of the day, it's like there are other decent projects out there and stuff worth investing in. It's just when you're designing your own ecosystem, you don't have the luxury of going into loads of other things. Whereas back in 2017, I was probably in 30, 40 different projects, And out of the 30, 40 different projects, 95% of them went to nothing.
It's a full-time job in itself.
Yeah.
I mean, this Moon Day, they only have 1,969. They only have 1,969 coins, so that's a real low amount.
You forgot, Lotto, that until you realized that Uniswap just did a major drop and you got a whole fucking shitload of wallets you ran through.
Sorry,
Uniswap
as well, but I suppose Uniswap landed in my lap. And by the way, 100% of that Uniswap back into the Hexy ecosystem.
I know, man. So you're awesome. I know.
We incentivize people with a 10 to 20% market value of ETH to go into a longer freeze, which obviously helps the ecosystem overall. So we literally just literally gave people that were willing to put X amount of Hexy into a freeze 20% of the market value. So it worked kind of like a dividend payment. And then obviously, we earned money on the uni and then pumped that all back into, I think around 200K has gone into Hexy basically from outside over the last, 6 weeks or whatever. There's probably 60K in OTC loans. Like I say, them OTC loans are actually doing really well if you look at the APY of what they've earned in dividends, which gives me 100% faith in Hexy.credit when we finally get that out. Like that's just the manual transactions that we've done and the manual OTC loans. So when that Hexy.credit ecosystem or contract launches, that's going to be decentralized. So anybody has the ability to do that, and it's like it's going to be mammoth, mate. It's cool. But 100% of the uni that went back into Hexy basically.
That was a nice little $10,000 fucking Christmas in August or whatever the fuck it was for me. Shit, that's all I know. Or September, whatever the fuck it was. You got cut off, Shane. Did you have something to say?
No. I don't like interrupting people.
Oh shit. Hey, what's up, Ian J? How you doing, man?
Family only tokens, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, fucking A, dude. It's been a fucking great stream so far. You guys got anything else got to get out or what?
I don't know. We think we've been through quite a bit.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, we learned a lot, though.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I mean, it'd be good when people, well, we can probably link to the video or whatever.
Yeah, usually when we come on BlackSheep stream, all we're watching him is get high, and not learning it.
Well, whatever. It is what it is, right? But yeah, stuff like this, like,
that or he's telling us to fuck the like button.
It's good that Crypto kept his head together,
So,
right?
I think the variety of the shows is good.
At least I'm not smoking fucking meth anymore, right? Hey. It's been one hell of a show. I'm over the corner fucking shining nuts and bolts and shit. Hey, how you guys doing, huh? Oh, fuck. Good times, good times. What's up, Lotto? You got anything else for us or what?
I'm cool, bro. If anybody's got any questions, just pop into the chat, the Hexy chat, and
you guys got anything out there?
Ask away what you got to ask, and it will get on.
Could you leave the link for the Hexy chat so I can get in there?
Yeah, cool.
Yep.
Yeah, put it in a private chat. Yeah, there you go. Thanks.
I'll put it in the public chat too. You guys need to get in there.
What's that, YouTube or something?
And make sure you use my link.
No, that's your guys' chat.
Make sure you use my link.
No,
yeah, referral link to this fucking Hexy chat.
You sound like a Telegram bot.
Fucking show, dude. I know, right?
Please, guys, please. I need to feed my family.
Please, everybody, if you want to, you can always join my Telegram too. It's in the description of this video somewhere. We all just have fun, talk shit, makes money, get wrecked sometimes. Good time.
Yeah, as long as you only get wrecked 20% of the time.
There you go. There's a link for HexyBet. Anybody wants to learn about HexyBet, there's a link.
All right, Joe.
There you go. Shill.
Yeah. Shill
away. No. Did we lose somebody?
I think Money might.
Yeah, Money might. Every time I shill something, when I shill something, Money might leave.
He fucking disappears. All right, well, it's fucking been great, guys. I guess you guys want to call it a wrap or what?
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, I got to go watch 60 Minutes. Joe Biden and Trump are on there.
All right, guys.
So, any questions, just tell people to pop into the Hexy chat and we'll answer them.
For sure.
Yeah, stream. Nice one.
Yeah. I just jumped in there.
Fucking hey, guys. Fucking hey, guys.
Join.
Thank you so much for joining, guys. Yeah, don't forget to buy your fucking, be like the metal fucking kitty and buy Hexy, all right?
Oh shit! Oh shit! Buy! Oh shit! Oh shit! Buy! Fuck the right button, 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 fuck yeah! Fuck the right button, 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 fuck yeah! Motherfucker. Drunk on crypto, here's the remix. Welcome to the BlackSheep show. Fuck the article, and all his fake subscribers. I think on a boy needs to change his diaper. Drunk on crypto, here's the remix. Welcome to the BlackSheep show. I'm this fat ass, me and DMJ, smoking them blunts while Mr. Whale don't buy or shove a pastry up his mother's cunt.
Why don't I shove a donut up your mother's fucking cunt?
Yeah, I can shove a donut up your ass, motherfucker. Yeah.